Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Will back with another video. Um, Last time we talked about ETFs, and which ones I think are best, which ones I don't think you should invest in. Um, but today I want to talk about something called hedging. If you don't know what hedging is, it's basically almost okay. Let's just say, right? Let's say you're on a roller coaster, and there's a safety net. The safety net is hedging. It's another position that you open in the market during a trade to cover your own ass, basically. So I'm gonna be talking. There's multiple ways to hedge a market, right? You could be straddling a market. You could have equity positions in hedging mode. Um, there's just so many different ways to hedge the stock market, which is something that really every trader should be using to your advantage. Why? Because you want to cover your own ass and you want to have a better win ratio when it comes to the market. So, for example, I'm going to be talking about what I actually did to hedge an equity position. So, a while back, Tesla, right, they had the split right about here in 2021. And then after that, they sold off completely, right? So I waited, right? I've wanted to get into Tesla for a long time, but I don't buy high, right? I wait for pullbacks and I start entering into my position. So I eventually waited. I got into a good area. I thought 160 was a perfect area to enter. So throughout this whole time here, I was dollar cost averaging. A great area to be buying Tesla. There was, I thought it was a very oversold company at the time. So I started entering my position. I saw the fundamentals behind the company. We're not going to dig into this a lot because we're talking about hedging. We don't really need to know too much about the company. Obviously, when you're buying an equity position, you should know about the financial statements. You should know about the K10s. But we're going to be talking about hedging. So we're not going to get into the fundamentals of Tesla. More or less, we're going to be talking about hedging here. So I purchased my equity position. My equity and my average cost was about $164 per share. Right around here. Great buy for Tesla. So as you can see, right, it went to all-time highs, so 204% in this equity position. Now, I did not sell this equity position. Many people ask why. Well, I see Tesla being around here for years to come. It's going to be a double, it's probably going to be, one of the first, if not the first, company to hit the double trillion market caps, in my opinion. Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, all those companies in 10 years, 5 years will eventually hit those double trillion market caps. So this stock can easily 3-4x in the next 10 years, which I'm okay with. But the way you can hedge your portfolio so you don't get left in the dust, per se, right? So, right, Trump became president, Tesla started pumping, the whole market started pumping. Now, what's the proper way to hedge an equity position? Well, if you did not know this, the big financial institutions, what they will do is, they'll buy a ton of equity when the company's very cheap, and when the company starts pumping massively, I'm not sure the percentage, every institution does it different, but they'll start buying option puts on the company. Why? Because if they don't want to sell their equity position, and let's say, the stock starts to sell off, they're going to start making money on their option puts. And guess what? If their option puts expire worthless at the end of the expiration, they're still going to make money off the equity. So let's talk about this. So, right, I was buying equity here. Tesla started ripping up, and when I purchased my my option put was at this 414 level. Now, why did I buy this option put? Well, I just explained it. It's coming to all-time highs. Are we going to see a pullback? Yes, I'm expecting a pullback. I don't know how drastic it's going to be. So I want to get into a position to where I don't have my position not liquid enough so I can properly make percentage gains during this time. So I buy an option put at 412. I have it for about a year, and guess what? I'm down in my position. I'm probably down like 30% in my position. This expires next year. Maybe 20% I'm down in this option. But guess what? If this stock keeps going up, I'm still making money off of my equity position. This is the purpose of hedging and why it's appropriate to educate yourself in this matter. Most financial institutions are doing this. Why? Because they can make money both ways, off their equity or if the stock decides to sell off. So, for example, we could just take another company into consideration here. Let's just use let's do Google right now, because Google is in an area where I'm probably going to buy an option put soon. Why? Because I started to dollar cost average during this 150 area. Reason being, I started purchasing equity in this company. First off, it's Google, and second of all, right, if we take a look at this date right here, actually let's go to the weekly, because it's better looking at it like this. If we go to the weekly here, you can see this is September, the first week of September, and then from July to September, right? We had this very, very bloody time for Google. Now, that was the day that NQ, it was a couple days of NQ decided to sell off drastically, right here, this area right here. Now, what happened with NQ? Well, during beginning of August, it started to rally back up again. And this is the beginning week of September for NQ. So therefore, Google was not following NQ at the time. It was still holding this area. So I thought it was a great opportunity to buy. So I started purchasing stock. I said this in the Discord as well too. And now we are up 33% since my call out on Google. And this is a matter of, three months, from September all the way to December. This is a great return for 3 to 4 months. The S&P probably over the past 3 months has returned, a little less than that, I would assume. So if we go to September, it's probably returned maybe like 5%. September, right? Okay, so a little bit more. So about 11%. So we tripled what the S&P returned in 4 months with our one stock here. And now what's the plan for Google, right? Well, we're coming at a time to where we're seeing, a bunch of rejection happening up here. We broke through, we closed above this all-time high here. So now I'm going to start to look at option puts for this. Well, I just explained why. Because if Google sells off, I'm going to make money off the option put. If Google keeps going up, I'm going to make money in equity. It's okay. I'm okay to lose money in the option side. I prefer to lose money in the option side versus the equity side, because equity is for long term. But if you can make, 50, 60% off your option and start to purchase more equity down here, that would be amazing, right? Well, first off, if it pulls back this much, it's probably going to be like a 200, 300% option gain. But it pulls back down here, right? Let's just, hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say Google has a massive sell-off, right? And you have equity down at this 150 area. Let's say it has a massive sell-off. You bought an option put to hedge your position here. Well, now you're probably up around 300 to 400% on your option put. And Google is now trading at 152. So what do? Guess what? You sell your option put, right? You sell your option put, and then you start buying more equity either into Google or into a different company, maybe lower your average cost in this. This is a great way and how to hedge yourselves in these types of market, in these types of conditions in the market, right? When we're trading at all-time highs, it does get very, very confusing, right? You don't want to start buying at all-time highs, right? You don't want to start buying equity at all-time highs, right? You want to wait for pullbacks in the market to start entering positions so you can start preparing for all-time highs. Something that really has my eye right now is AMD. I love this area for AMD to buy. It's at probably a 40% discount right now from all-time highs if we take a look. Right now it's, yeah, 44%, but it bottomed out at 48%. This is a 50% off discount right here, in my opinion. Great fundamentals behind the company. I think this company is here to stay for a while, so I'm going to put some money into this company. So I started dollar cost averaging into this 120 area. And guess what? If it pulls back into this area right here, I do like this area right here as well, too. Anything under $100, I'm going to up my DCA, my dollar cost averaging, probably to $100 a day. Right now, I'm going around $35 a day in AMD. But if it does pull back to this 100 area, I will be stepping up to $50 to $100 a day in this position here. And then guess what? You hold it for a couple years. You know, it consolidates for a little bit, and then it starts to rally back up to all-time highs. Up here, that's when you buy your option put again, because you want to hold your equity and you want to hedge yourself in this market. I mean, other than that speaking, there's not really much going on, right? There's not a lot of volatility going on in the market right now. One thing that we have seen, we did see Boeing bottom out, and it's making a reversal here. It's making a reversal here, a very strong reversal, looking to break towards the upside. It topped out at 182 today. I've been in this position probably the 140 area. And we've returned, you know, I think I'm a little bit lower probably. I'm probably around this 146 area. I'm somewhere around here. But we've returned over 20% in the matter of a month, okay? The S&P probably returned a couple percent in the matter of a month. So this is why it's important to educate yourself in these positions here. Now, same thing with Boeing. The only difference with this company, right? There's a lot of areas here where you can start buying option puts, but you have to think about this, right? When do you plan to take profit on the company? That's kind of when you want to decide to start exercising your option puts. So, for example, I wanted to take a little bit of profit out of this all-time high on Tesla because, you know, stocks are going to go up, stocks are going to go down, right? Stocks are going to go to zero. It's normal. It's okay to start taking profit, especially if a company's pushing all-time highs, especially 200% in the matter of, you know, a couple months here we're talking about. So it's okay to start taking profit. So the one way that you want to counter that is buy an option put, so you hedge yourself. But I mean, other than that, guys, I mean, that's all I got for you today. I hope you learned something. Hedging is a very important tool when it comes to the market. It's how these financial institutions are able to profit so much money and have a safer trade at the end of the day. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Today's the 26th. It's a Thursday, I believe. Yep, Thursday. We did very well on our Express account today. I made $800, so I'm not complaining. Rip some longs on NQ. And then we're going to see what goes on in the 27th. I plan to get a camera rolling out and put some captions in the videos. Maybe make some YouTube shorts with this. I think that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, we'll see how everything goes, but I will catch you guys tomorrow. Later.